Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 6. Tonight, paving problems, a warning from a woman who believes she was ripped off by a door-to-door sales team.
The company doesn't exist. Their names that they gave me are fake.
Summer school, the pros and cons for students taking year-round classes.
It works for so many different families in different ways, and it's good that we have this option.
And Frisbee Frenzy, hundreds of players in Edmonton competing for a national championship.
It's a really good experience for all of the new kids to get to experience a high-level tournament and actually see what it's like to play Ultimate.
We actually get a dry evening for a change tonight, but that'll change tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast for tomorrow night and Wednesday.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A woman in Edmonton is warning people about the risks of door-to-door sales. She believes she may have fallen victim to a fraudulent driveway paving company. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains why.
This used to be a gravel pad.
Last Wednesday, Livia Lee says a man came to her door and offered to pave her driveway for $5,000, cash or e-transfer.
Told me that he was in the area paving my neighbor's driveway, and while that they have the equipment here, he could also just do my garageway for a discount.
Lee says they also offered to fix the cracked walkway in her backyard and garage floor for an extra $5,000.
He kind of pushed and pushed and pushed, and we felt pressure to say yes.
As the work progressed, Lee started to question her decision.
To be fair, it does look like that they did a good job.
The material in the garage and walkway was laid over the existing concrete. The walkway is already starting to crumble, and anything heavy in the garage is sinking into the asphalt.
They didn't put it down a base. They didn't do anything that their invoice claimed that they would do.
Her neighbor was approached by the same company, but has a different perspective on the work.
I don't have no complaints. They were very good. I don't know if it's because I was outside the whole time watching them. So I think that's why mine is a little bit better than hers.
The subpar work isn't the only reason Lee believes the company duped her. Despite giving her a business card and having a website, she says she later couldn't find any evidence the company is registered or licensed.
I'm sad that I paid them the $5,000, but I'm glad that I realized it before I gave them the other $5,000.
Since April, RCMP have put out warnings about potential driveway paving scams happening in communities across the province.
You're always better off taking the extra time, making a few phone calls, getting a company that you know has good reviews, good backing, than someone who knocks at your door and will name drop a neighbor, for example, or something like that, in order to get their foot in the door and to get you to do the work.
I'll do my due diligence from now on. Just don't buy anything from the door.
Lee plans to rip up most of the work, what she now calls an expensive mistake. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A man in Edmonton is facing more than a dozen child sexual exploitation charges. 32-year-old Cordell Campbell has been charged with 15 offenses, including luring a child and making child pornography. The charges follow tips from both the FBI and Europol. Police allege Campbell sent sexually explicit photos and videos to an 11-year-old girl in the United States that he met over social media in June of last year. They also allege Campbell sent photos and videos to someone he believed was a 13-year-old girl in May of 2023.
This happened over a variety of different applications online, and really when it comes down to it, we say it all the time in the office, it's not about which application. There is no such thing as a bad application. It's just the bad behavior that occurs on any given app.
Campbell is expected in court next week. Edmonton police are searching for 5 people they'd like to speak with about a fire that destroyed a playground almost 1 month ago. Emergency crews responded to a fire at a playground near St. Pius Elementary School in the central northwest part of the city in mid-July. Police say it was arson. The playground has been closed ever since. They now want to identify 2 men and 3 women who were spotted on surveillance video in the area. Edmonton police are calling them persons of interest in the investigation. The Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village will not open at all this summer. In April, fire destroyed the visitor center buildings and irreplaceable artifacts. The province says it's still working to clean up and reestablish services to the site. For proper restoration, it says the site will stay closed and upcoming summer events will be canceled. The site's director says they're committed to reopening as soon as possible.
For us to be able to rebuild the visitor center, we need to first clean, and that is ongoing. And once we finish that, then we can continue to be able to rebuild and then be able to reopen our doors to the public.
The destroyed buildings contained a gift shop, exhibition galleries, offices, a conservation lab, collections, storage, and public washrooms. Some furnishings for the historical buildings were also stored there, as well as original research files associated with the buildings. Changes to Edmonton's animal bylaw could be on the horizon for the first time in more than 20 years. Highlights of a report to the Community and Public Services Committee today include a tiered attack scale for dog bites where fines escalate under the Dunbar dog bite scale. Previously convicted vicious dogs will require warning signs on the property as well as behavior training. One city councillor says an updated bylaw is overdue.
I'm also reflecting on the bylaw being more than 20 years old and in need of some modernization that not only helps reflect today's changing conditions, but shifts in pet ownership as well.
Household limits on animals would remain at 3 dogs and 6 cats per household, with a new limit of 4 rabbits per home. Council still needs to give its approval before the new bylaw kicks in. Edmonton's community league halls are aging, and the volunteers who run them say they need $30 million in urgent safety upgrades. The Edmonton Federation of Community Leagues has been assessing the condition of halls since 2023. Of the 97 completed to date, more than half are in fair condition, while another quarter are considered in poor condition. The EFCL says issues include locked or poorly maintained emergency exits, inadequate emergency lighting, non-functioning alarm systems, and some structural issues.
They are not nice to have upgrades. They are the minimum required to ensure that people, including children and seniors and people with disabilities, can use and exit safely during an emergency situation.
$30 million is not something I at least will, I can't speak for my colleagues, but I would in any way support. We're not even meeting life maintenance renewal on city-owned facilities.
Community leagues can apply for city funding for infrastructure upgrades. Councillors are asking leagues to prioritize renovations with city staff for a report due back at council next spring. Edmonton's food bank has been slammed this summer. The number of people in need continues to grow. CTV's Merrick DeCash reports.
Hampers are flying off the shelves at Edmonton's food bank.
We've been struggling to put food on our shelves and keeping those hampers going out the doors because basically the food is coming in and going out very quickly.
Since 2022, the food bank has seen a 42% increase in the amount of people using its hamper program. Right now, more than 47,000 people rely on the food bank each month.
Behind all these numbers are real people struggling each day and making critical decisions about whether they buy their child new running shoes or whether they put food on their tables.
Multiple factors weigh into why the food bank has been busier than ever.
We're seeing increased costs of housing and inflation happening, as well as more people coming to Alberta looking for work. And so it's been a real struggle for the people we're serving.
E4C helps feed thousands of kids every day through a school nutrition program. Much like the food bank, E4C is struggling to keep up with the demand.
We've seen a lot more students hungry and looking for meals in the morning, so we've had numbers increase a little bit.
During the summer, the organization donates snacks for summer camps.
As the cost of living has increased, we've seen more demand for the program and for school food in general.
Back at the food bank, it's more than just families in need. Community groups are also looking for support. More soup kitchens, shelters, and schools are asking the food bank for help.
Every point of contact for us is working at full capacity, and we keep trying to up that capacity because the numbers keep increasing for us.
A theme expected to continue for the foreseeable future. Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
While some kids in Edmonton are soaking in the last few weeks of summer vacation, more than 1,000 others are already back in class. CTV's Evan Kenny has more on year-round school and why some families prefer it.
Class is back in session for 1,300 Edmonton Catholic school students. How are you feeling for first day of school?
Good. A little shaky, like it's nervous, but good. New school is good. It will help you make new friends.
While most are excited to be back with friends, some aren't ready for the summer to be over.
It's so short, all the schools are reopening during September, but we are opening just August, and it's early August too.
Students at St. Alphonsus Elementary Junior High, St. Catherine Elementary Junior High, and St. Teresa of Calcutta Elementary School start 3 weeks earlier than others in Edmonton. They receive the same number of instructional hours because of extra time off in the fall and at spring break.
I think it's nice. They get slightly longer breaks during the year and they're learning more of the time.
Those longer breaks throughout the year just give everyone a chance to reset and come back focused.
Which helps parents too.
So we are working. So 2 months is long too. Yeah. For the kids to stay at home. Yeah. So for me it's better to go early.
The principal suggests anyone interested in year-round school,
give it a try. It works for so many different families in different ways, and it's good that we have this option.
The rest of the students in Edmonton Catholic and public schools return to class September 2nd after the long weekend. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
For the first time in franchise history, the Edmonton Riverhawks are headed to the North Division Championships.
Pitch on the way and a fly ball to right field. That's a room service fly ball, and this ball game's in the books.
During a down-to-the-wire game yesterday, the Riverhawks punched their ticket to round 2 of the playoffs. The team says they're proud of the accomplishment and will be as ready as they can be for the next round.
Go get it. Play our game, stay confident with that. We got another home game, which is huge. Fans are going to support us, and let's go do our job, try our best. The playoff format's crazy, so it's kind of whatever arms that we have available to throw for us on Tuesday are going to be ready to go, and it's a one-game do or die, so you play this many games to get there, and we're excited to get the opportunity for sure.
The Riverhawks play the Bellingham Bells Tuesday at 7 p.m. at Remax Field. The Frisbees are flying in South Edmonton this week. More than 1,500 athletes are in the city competing for the Ultimate Frisbee National Championship. CTV's Sasha Petromala has more on the growing sport.
Light the cannons! Boom, boom, boom!
Athletes from across the country are filling the fields at Ivor Dent Sports Park competing in the Ultimate Frisbee Championship.
So it's a really good experience for all of the new kids to get to experience a high-level tournament and actually see what it's like to play Ultimate.
Andrew Phillips and Adrian Warren are both Ultimate Frisbee players. Men and women in both senior and junior age groups will be competing all week long. Organizers say the 7v7 game is like a combination of football, basketball, and soccer, with one obvious difference.
There is absolutely no ref. It is a self-officiated sport. Players are expected to know the rules and make the calls and work out on the field with themselves.
Edmonton previously hosted the event in 2016 and 2019. Since then, the sport has grown in popularity.
If you look 10 years ago, you'd have nowhere near this many juniors teams especially, and it's a really great example of how all of the provinces can come together and kind of field multiple teams.
Organizers hope events like this will inspire kids and adults to pick up a Frisbee.
We have other youth here watching and seeing and going, wow, I want to learn how to lay out like that.
Many players have families supporting them from the sidelines.
They actually get to see what it's like to play Ultimate and what the sport truly is, especially the spirit of the game.
And for Andrew and Adrian, the love for the sport started at a very young age, as Ultimate Frisbee runs through the family.
My wife and I both played, and my daughter, his older sister, played as well. So it's been really nice to see him come along.
Sean Phillips says it's special watching his kids follow in his footsteps.
We obviously never forced our kids to play, but they always wanted to. They grew up on the sidelines, so it was really great to have them want to continue to play like we do.
Top teams from the week will get the chance to qualify for the Ultimate Frisbee World Cup in Ireland next year. These boys hope to finish on top.
We're looking good coming into the next game.
Sasha Pietramala, CTV News, Edmonton.
Cleanup is underway on Gallagher Hill after another year of Folk Fest. There was rain and shine on the hill this year as festival goers took in shows, including The Roots and Mount Joy. The festival sold out early this week. This was its 45th year. Good to get that cleanup out of the way today, Josh, before we see some rain later this week.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rain, it looks like, tomorrow night and then through the course of the day Wednesday. In fact, it may rain for almost all of the day Wednesday. Tonight is your one break. As we talked about off the top of the newscast, no showers or thunderstorms expected in the Edmonton area this evening. We're at 24 degrees downtown right now, low 20s outside the city with a little bit of a breeze out of the northwest, about 15 kilometers per hour. 15 degrees is where we started today. 25 for a daytime high this afternoon. Although just barely, 24.6. So we'll round that up, 2 degrees above average. This is what it looks like outside with the CTV drone. It's been partly cloudy skies all day today and continues to be partly cloudy out there right now. Don't get too worried about those clouds. No showers expected in the Edmonton area. Although we have had some rain in parts of northeastern Alberta. You can see those showers sliding through earlier this afternoon, starting to break down now. It's way off to the northwest that we've got a big low pressure system that will push a lot of rain across northwestern Alberta overnight tonight and then into northeastern Alberta tomorrow morning. That system may actually give us some scattered showers tomorrow early in the day. 8, 9 a.m., there's a slight chance of a shower. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and about 15 degrees to start. Then we'll get some clearing. So midday and through the afternoon hours, mainly sunny to partly cloudy. We heat up nicely, 26 or 27. But tomorrow night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, and then that rain for Wednesday. We'll talk more about all that in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, meetings in Mexico.
We're finding ways to trade more with each other and find new markets.
The Premier looking for new connections with Alberta's 4th largest trading partner. Plus,
this lineup just keeps carrying on, and people are just happy to be able to sign this petition.
The push to sign a petition to keep Alberta as a Canadian province.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Peter Cash and Jenna Winterburn from 104.9 Virgin Radio, and we need your help to send some kids back to school with some fresh new kicks.
That is right. Join us right here at Kingsway Mall on Saturday, August 16th, as we collect new shoes in support of Cara Family Resources Center's Kicks for Kids campaign.
Now, we're going to be here from noon to 4. Drop off a new unused pair of shoes and help us walk towards a brighter future, one step at a time.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Albertans can now pre-order flu and COVID vaccines. The province says it's still deciding how much it will cost to receive a COVID shot. The province says the new system will help cut down on waste. Health experts, though, say it could create a medical backlog in hospitals. CTV's Tyson Vidor reports.
Ryan Penyuk suffers with long COVID, and he says a COVID vaccine is now part of his life every year.
I just felt so sore. My muscles were all sore. I'd have to sit down.
On Monday, the province opened pre-order bookings for influenza and COVID-19 immunizations. Although free for those in senior care facilities and those with underlying health conditions, the remainder of Albertans will have to pay for a COVID shot.
Those who want it as sort of an extra measure of protection, they'll be able to pay the cost associated with that.
That price tag has not been finalized, but the province has previously used U.S. figures to estimate its loss at $110 per shot.
There was a lot of wastage, quite frankly. 54% of the product was going to waste, and that cost, we did a calculation, over $200 million over the last 3 years. We can't afford to be over-ordering on product that people aren't consuming.
I think, unfortunately, this is going to create a barrier where some people may not be able to get the vaccine if they want to.
More than 700,000 doses were administered last year. The province ordered less than 500,000 this year.
The only province or territory that's asking its citizens to pay for a vaccine which is safe and effective.
Alberta's former top doctor says the new rollout is creating barriers for those seeking an added layer of protection.
It's an incredibly bad policy. The province has made the vaccine less accessible. They've cut out 90% of the venues that it could be available at, which were the pharmacies.
As for Alberta's Federation of Labour, it advocates advocates for public health care. Gil McGowan says healthcare and education workers are having to fork over money to pay for a shot when they are at risk every day.
Nowhere on the list are people who have increased likelihood of exposure due to their work. This is a recipe for a medical disaster.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
The Premier is promoting Alberta energy in Mexico City.
We're finding ways to trade more with each other and find new markets. And the best place to start is with a market that we already have 2 trade agreements with.
Danielle Smith is meeting with government officials as well as private sector and industry leaders to encourage new investment and trade. The Premier is also looking to strengthen ties in agriculture and technology. Mexico is Alberta's 4th largest trading partner and is one of Alberta's fastest growing export markets. In 2024, bilateral trade between Alberta and Mexico totaled nearly $3 billion. This is the first official visit to Mexico by the Premier of Alberta since 2019. A campaign to keep Alberta in Canada held a blitz in several communities across the province. The Forever Canadian group was in North Edmonton collecting petition signatures today. The group has 3 months to collect 300,000 signatures of people who are against the separation of Alberta from Canada. Its goal is to have an anti-separation government policy proposal or referendum. Organizer Thomas Lukasik says support is strong.
Well, we just announced this location yesterday afternoon, on Sunday afternoon. And when we showed up here at 11 o'clock in the morning, there was a lineup of at least 50 people already waiting to sign. And now I'm not sure how many hundreds of people, but this lineup just keeps carrying on, and people are just happy to be able to sign this petition.
Because we need the numbers to
get across the line so that we stay in Canada.
The Alberta Prosperity Project has applied for a referendum on Alberta separation. The province's chief electoral officer sent that petition to the court to determine if the question is constitutional. Still to come tonight on CTV News, a dazzling display.
That means that if you go outside, you can look up and you can see these little streaks of light crossing the sky.
When and where you can watch this summer's most visible meteor shower.
Mid-20s over the weekend, mid-20s today. There's a beautiful evening on the way. We get one more warm day tomorrow, and then wet and a lot cooler for Wednesday. Full forecast after the break.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Elk Island National Park is providing some tips to take in this summer's most visible meteor shower. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti explains, that may include avoiding the park altogether.
Starting tonight, the sky in parts of Alberta will be lit up by the Perseid meteor shower.
That means that if you go outside, you can look up and you can see these little streaks of light crossing the sky.
TELUS World of Science planetarium manager Frank Florian says it's the best summer meteor shower anyone can experience. He says this year, bright moonlight could impact visibility.
The exact number of meteors will probably be less than what people are telling you of looking up and seeing up to 90 to 100 meteors per hour. It'll probably be less than that.
Florian says for the best chance at seeing some meteors, you should aim to be out at 2 or 3 in the morning and travel away from bright city lights.
A lot of people I know, including myself, usually like to try driving away from these urban locations with a lot of light pollution, try to find a nice dark location somewhere.
That leads hundreds of people to flock to Elk Island National Park.
It's very, peaceful and tranquil. It's just a great, beautiful spot to watch the night sky.
Elk Island is preparing for an influx of visitors due to the meteor shower. Last year's Perseid meteor shower brought 800 vehicles into the park, meaning some people were turned away.
One thing we want to remind visitors is just given our capacity and some of the safety risks, free admission here at Elk Island National Park doesn't always mean free entry.
The overcrowding at the park has caused safety issues and animal fatalities.
Excessive noise, illegal parking, and just blocking emergency access.
The park's busiest day on record was last year's Aurora Borealis, which saw 2,500 vehicles come in one night. Park officials say far fewer people will be allowed in this week. It's advising people to have a backup plan to watch the Perseid meteor shower.
There's beautiful places around in Strathcona County, Lamont County, Beaver County, Métis Crossing.
Plenty of options for Edmontonians to catch some of the out-of-this-world views. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Josh, you may have to drive a little further than those counties Miriam mentioned if you really want to see the meteor shower at its height.
Beyond tonight, yeah. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night,
not
and
great.
Probably even Thursday night. Certainly tomorrow and Wednesday night. It's going to be clouded in. Take a look outside right now. Just partly cloudy skies as you look through the Action Furnace River Valley Sky Cam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. It's 24 degrees in Edmonton and right now after 25 for a daytime high. 24 for the high in Cold Lake as well as Peace River. 26s in Grand Prairie and Jasper. Red Deer, 22 for the daytime high today. We've had some scattered showers that we were showing you earlier in the newscast across parts of northeastern Alberta, but all eyes on this system here. There's a big upper level low off to the northwest. Watch how this cooler air sweeps through, breaks down that upper ridge that we've had in place from, well, portions of Alberta and then back into BC. You get a much cooler air mass in the mid and upper levels here taking over for the next couple of days. So that'll increase the instability. You're going to get more cloud cover. It's also going to lead to some cooler temperatures at the surface as well. And now the rain on Wednesday will have a big role in that cool down for sure, as it looks like almost all day Wednesdays. We'll show you we've got rain at least in the area. There's overnight tonight. High level south to Peace River, maybe some scattered showers around Grand Prairie, but steadiest north of Peace River, and then some steadier rain moves into the Fort McMurray areas by early tomorrow morning, and could sit as far south as Cold Lake. Watch tomorrow morning along Highway 16 and around the Edmonton area. There is a slight chance you may see some scattered, really hit and miss showers early in the morning tomorrow. Then we get a break. Sunshine comes back out. And it's most likely through the evening hours, not even so much supper time, but more like mid to late evening. This is 11 p.m. for some showers or thunderstorms to push through the Edmonton area. We'll have to keep a close eye on that situation as well as late Wednesday further to the south for some severe thunderstorms. Here's Wednesday morning. One wave of rain, maybe a bit of a break, and then another wave of rain goes through the afternoon, and it probably comes spinning back on us Wednesday night into early Thursday morning potentially. So you could pick up a good 20 to 40 millimeters across parts of central and north central Alberta. I think here in Edmonton, probably closer to the lower end of that scale. We'll see how things play out. This, as it moves off to the east-northeast, Wednesday evening has the potential to be some powerful and severe thunderstorms. 23 in Fort McMurray right now. It's 26 in Grand Prairie, 24 in Edmonton and Red Deer, sitting at 22 degrees. We'll drop to about 20, 21 by mid-evening. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Should be a beautiful evening. Light wind to go along with the partly cloudy conditions. Mostly cloudy, slight chance of a spotty shower. 15 degrees tomorrow morning, and then 26. Maybe 27 for a high tomorrow afternoon. It will be at least mid-20s, if not mid to upper 20s. There's that risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow night and then periods of rain and a high of 18 Wednesday. We do get some clearing for Thursday, but it's not going to warm up all that quickly. In fact, we're still only around 20 on Friday with the chance of late day showers back into the mid-20s by Sunday, Monday of next week.
All right, Josh, thank you. When we return, taking control of the Capitol.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor.
Protests form as U.S. President Donald Trump deploys the National Guard to Washington, D.C.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
U.S. President Donald Trump is placing the U.S. Capitol under federal control. He deployed the National Guard, sidelining local police in Washington, D.C. As CTV's Mike Lecouture reports, Trump was also asked about a meeting with Russia's president later this week.
Now, today's press conference was all about President Trump flexing his muscle, saying that only he can clean up the U.S. Capitol, and adding that no one else can broker a deal to end the war between Russia and Ukraine.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor.
The U.S. president describing it as Liberation Day in D.C. In a bid to crack down on crime, Trump is placing Washington under federal control while also deploying the National Guard.
But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want.
On the streets of D.C., protesters pushed back on the idea that the capital isn't safe. And Mayor Muriel Bowser said violent crime is at its lowest level in more than 3 decades.
If they can place us under military control without our consent, they will carry this playbook to every community that dares to push back in the United States of America.
While using his authority on the Capitol, President Trump was asked how he'll push Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday in Alaska, in what Trump is describing as a feel-out meeting.
Russia's occupied a big portion of Ukraine. They've occupied some very prime territory. We're going to try and get some of that territory back for Ukraine.
Trump also used the term land swap, indicating that Ukraine could also have to give up some territory. Ukraine's president is not invited to the talks, and in his nightly address, cast doubt that Friday's meeting will bring peace.
На що розраховує Путін і до чого реально готується?
Volodymyr Zelensky said Putin is not getting ready for peace, but instead is getting ready for a new military offensive. Zelensky also spoke to Prime Minister Mark Carney today, where the two leaders agreed international borders cannot be changed by force, and that any decision on Ukraine's future should be made by Ukrainians. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
Prime Minister Mark Carney spoke with Ukraine's president today. The Prime Minister told Volodymyr Zelensky Canada's support for Ukraine is steadfast. Carney says he and Zelensky agreed decisions on the future of Ukraine must be made by Ukrainians. He added diplomatic engagement must be reinforced by continued pressure on Russia to end its aggression. Australia is the latest country to join a growing list of nations planning to recognize a Palestinian state.
Australia will recognise the state of Palestine. Australia will recognise the right of the Palestinian people to a state of their own.
Like other nations, Australia intends to make the move official at the United Nations next month. Canada, the United Kingdom, and France are among the countries also planning to recognize a Palestinian state. In Gaza, a funeral procession was held today for Al Jazeera journalists. An Israeli airstrike killed 5 journalists yesterday. Israel claims one of the journalists worked for Hamas. Al Jazeera and the journalists denied those claims. The UN calls the killing of journalists a breach of international law. A heat wave is roasting parts of Europe and fueling wildfires. The military blocked roads in parts of Spain as it works to help firefighters in the hardest hit areas. Fire has scorched an area near a park on the UNESCO World Heritage List and forced hundreds of people from their homes. In New Brunswick, firefighters are fighting 3 out-of-control wildfires. The province is warning people to be ready to leave their homes.
The wildfire situation in New Brunswick has gotten worse. We know that the hot, humid, windy weather is going to continue for the foreseeable future. It was hotter today. I think Bathurst recorded higher temperatures than we've seen in some parts of Florida.
Officials say people in Irishtown, Tankville, Evangeline, and Lakeville areas should be ready to leave. The province also says all New Brunswickers should have an evacuation plan in place and prepare an emergency kit and bag of essentials. Teams from Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Maine are expected to come help fight the fires. The Saskatchewan Court of Appeal has ruled the challenge to the province's school pronoun law can proceed. Last year, Saskatchewan invoked the notwithstanding clause for Bill 137. It would require children under the age of 16 to have parental consent to change their names or pronouns at school. A legal challenge by an advocacy group was granted. It halted the immediate implementation of the bill. Today, the province's highest court sided with the lower court, saying the legal challenge may proceed. Alberta's UCP government served as an intervener in the Saskatchewan court case on behalf of that provincial government. A U.S. judge has blocked the release of transcripts of Ghislaine Maxwell's secret grand jury testimony. The judge said unsealing the records would not answer lingering questions about the Jeffrey Epstein case. The judge added the government's assertion that would reveal meaningful new information was, quote, demonstrably false. Maxwell is serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking. Coming up next on CTV News, prepare for standoff.
We are just like any other Canadian and want to be compensated.
Hundreds of flight attendants protesting across Canada with a possible strike just days away. Speaking of flying, here's a gorgeous shot from our CTV drone over the North Saskatchewan River. A gorgeous day out there. Enjoy the nice weather while you can before the cool and wet weather returns later this week. Here's a look at the markets for this Monday evening. The Canadian dollar is down, sitting around 72 cents U.S. Oil is up slightly, now sitting just below $67 U.S. a barrel. Gold dropped by around $86. The TSX gained 16 points today, while the Dow Jones dropped 200 points. With just days to go before a possible strike, Air Canada flight attendants mobilized across the country for protests outside of Canada's largest airports. CTV's Sean Leathong reports.
Air Canada flight attendants from Calgary walked out at the same time as their counterparts in Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto.
An entry-level flight attendant at Air Canada makes $1,952 a month.
These level of wages are absolutely unacceptable, especially coming out of a 10-year contract, and especially considering how much Air Canada has profited.
Along with higher wages, they want to be paid for all of their work. Right now, they're only compensated for the time the plane is in the air and often do hours of unpaid work each day.
You can be on duty for 12 to 13 hours, and your credit would be just under 7 hours.
One expert says the pay is supposed to offset those unrecognized hours, but the contract signed 11 years ago lags far behind inflation.
The cost of living, we all know, has gone off the deep end, and that's why I'm basically saying 30 to 35%. And wage increases is not unheard of for this group.
The old ways are also changing, with Delta Airlines in the United States the first to start paying wages pre- and post-flight.
Flight attendants now have a precedent that's been set.
Contract talks with the airline started at the beginning of the year, and workers have now voted almost unanimously to strike if there isn't a deal soon. An Air Canada statement says it is determined to reach a fair and equitable collective agreement that recognizes the contributions of its flight attendants and supports the competitiveness and long-term growth of the company. While bargaining talks continue, travelers are taking it in stride.
Nobody likes to be held up, especially in an airport, but if it's their right to do so, then it's okay for them to do it.
They've probably got just cause. I'm sure it's working conditions. I'm sure it's too many hours, not enough pay.
Respiratory virus season is just around the corner. This season, the UCP government says it will offer antibody protection to high-risk infants. Now, one group is urging all provinces to make sure all babies are protected from the virus. CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is the leading cause of infant hospitalizations in Ontario, with 1 in 50 babies affected in their first year.
The issue of RSV and raising awareness is so important because of what we went through with Willa.
That was in 2023, before immunizations against RSV were available in Canada.
The emotional trauma of seeing your 2-month-old be hooked up to all these machines. She was sick for about 2 weeks. We were in the hospital for 4 days. Then I would say it took a couple more weeks for her to start getting back to herself.
We don't have an antiviral drug. What we do is what we call supportive therapy, so oxygen, IV fluids.
Dr. Vivian Brown says RSV is a very common virus that can affect any baby.
The number one risk is no risk. We see it in normal, healthy babies.
The majority of infants recover, but it can leave permanent effects.
Every time she gets any sort of respiratory illness, it takes a really long time for her to recover. And I think that can be correlated to her experiencing RSV.
Right now, Ontario is the only province covering both the vaccine Abrysvo, offered late in pregnancy to protect newborns, as well as antibodies called Beyfortus, given to infants.
If they had been available, I would definitely have opted in to having the vaccine prior to giving birth to her.
The Federation of Medical Women of Canada is urging all provinces and territories to follow Ontario's example, but even in Ontario, many families aren't aware that this protection against RSV is available. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
When we return, serving inspiration.
We get another young star to look forward to watching.
Local tennis courts buzzing with excitement after a major tournament win for a young Canadian player.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Some kids were learning about sailing while hitting the water at Wabamun Lake this weekend.
When we got it, it was really fun. We had to pull a bunch of ropes, so my fingers are sore, but it was really fun today.
We have to let the sails out, and one, we have to, what else? Pull, do this.
Must be the world's youngest sailor. The Edmonton Yacht Club is holding sailing school programs this summer for kids, adults, and experienced sailors. The club believes these lessons can teach people more than just sailing skills.
Sailing builds a lot of confidence in your abilities because you go from not having any control of what the boat is or knowing anything about it to being able to harness the wind and be able to sail a boat, which is, to me, the coolest thing about it.
The club says similar programs will run next summer, including beginner lessons for kids and adults. There's buzz around tennis courts in Edmonton today after 18-year-old Victoria Mboko dominated the National Bank Open, becoming the third Canadian to win the tournament. CTV's Merrick Takash has more on how her win is inspiring players in Edmonton.
A big moment for Canadian tennis.
We love cheering for our own. We're Canadian proud.
Vicky Mboko denied the odds to win this year's Canadian Open. Just last year, she was ranked 351st and had to battle her way into the tournament. The 18-year-old from Burlington, Ontario, captivating Canada's tennis community.
We get another young star to look forward to watching, and it's just such a great impression for, young tennis players who are wanting to come up. They have a player to watch and kind of idolize.
Nolan Sachs plays tennis for the University of Alberta Golden Bears. He watched Mboko's victory from start to finish.
I remember being a kid and I was watching Milos Raonic and those other Canadians, and watching them play was so inspirational. It made me want to work harder. And it felt great to feel like you're a part of something, right?
Sachs is in the middle of instructing a summer camp put on by the Edmonton Junior Tennis Society, where some younger players are also celebrating Mboko's big win.
I heard everybody subestimating her, that she got it. Excited.
Well, my favorite player didn't win, but I'm still happy about the player that won.
Organizers say kids as young as 4 years old are starting to explore the sport at summer camps. They think Mboko's victory will help serve up excitement at all ages.
It definitely inspires them to keep going, to kind of strive for that, to maybe be a high-performance player, and just to keep going in the sport.
Mboko is now the top Canadian in the world tennis rankings at number 24. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Might be a little slippery out on the tennis courts this week with all that rain in the forecast.
Yeah, get out there tonight. Should be a beautiful evening. 15 degrees by tomorrow morning, but we'll stay in the 20s here for the next few hours. 26, maybe 27 for a high tomorrow. There's a slight chance of scattered shower in the morning. For most of the day, just partly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow night, a chance of some showers or thunderstorms. Rain off and on through the day Wednesday. Temperatures around 18 degrees for daytime highs Wednesday, Thursday, and still on the cooler than average side Friday. Back to the low to mid-20s, though, this coming weekend. So at least it'll turn around just in time for the weekend.
That's all I needed to hear. Okay. All right, Josh, thank you. That's our show. Thanks for watching. For news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. I'm Matt Woodman. That's Josh Clausen.
Yeah, it is.
Have a great night, everyone.